Here is at least 5 explosive secret intelligence memos that everyone out there really should read and take in. You need to see the atrocities here, and you need to see the lies that are being fed to the people through the mainstream media. It is how they're spoon feeding everybody with their propaganda. One of the biggest here, and the key things that people need to see, you wonder why France got involved in all this? Will it come down to $7 billion in gold and silver that Gaddafi had? $7 billion. And France wanted control over that. When you start to see these key issues, these key things that underline the reasons that they did this, you start to see exactly why and who is involved. And after all this is said and done, people should see clearly the corruption that is going on here connected with the Clintons. We've been talking about it forever. It's not conspiracy. It is fact. So keep making excuses. We'll move to number 2 here real quick. The U.S. and the U.K. knew that Al-Qaeda members were embedded inside of these moderate rebel groups, yet they armed them anyway. And all this is exposed in their own letters. There was also a secret Libya to Syria weapons pipeline that was set up to fuel the devastation inside of Syria. So when we seen Syria and all those cities getting pummeled and reduced to rubble, guess who was backing it? Guess who was sending the weapons? Guess who created ISIS? Guess who funded ISIS? And how many of you people out there didn't want to listen to us when we were telling you who was behind ISIS? Because you wanted to believe your mainstream media. You better see the bigger picture quick. Because these same boogeymen, they're going to try to unleash on you. It'll be their final card. It is their army that they have created. It is their beast that has gone and taken over all the oil fields in all these countries. No one stepped up to stop them. You're telling me a military like ours that's gone in and it is a war machine that wages war across this whole planet can't stomp out these little guys? Oh no, hold on. Let's back up a second. We are arming them. What does that tell you? They created them. They are a tool for them to divide and conquer. You see? Well, let's move on to number 4. Fake propaganda was planted in the media to make Gaddafi look like a monster. Imagine that. They'll do the same thing to me and everyone else out there that is talking the truth. What are you going to do? You're going to shell up and do nothing? It's exactly what they want you to do. As you can see here, number 5, Clinton had informed that there was no real humanitarian basis for NATO's bombing. So what did they do? They continued the bombing for another 7 months. So this goes well beyond the atrocities of Benghazi. This literally starts to blow open the whole thing. You now start to see that these entities are the ones that created, funded, trained, everything to do with ISIS. And I've been covering this since day one, when they launched from the foothills of Jordan, when they sprung from Turkey. All of this went down. And who has connections with top cats in Turkey that we're just now finding out? Clinton. Even had one on one of her big super PACs to raise all of her money. They were throwing thousands and thousands of dollars at her. Exposed that in one of the last videos. This newest batch of emails just shows it all. But what this should also show you guys is if they are tracking Hillary Clinton like this and letting this leak out, you don't think they're not doing this to you? You don't think that they don't have every single one of y'all's emails, text messages, tweets, everything? They do. You better get hip to it, and you better not forget about it when you're talking in private with people about very important things. You better take the phone and put it in the microwave, or else you're giving up your every move. Don't forget